Right folks, I'm hoping to catch our first live lambing. There is one of our sheep. She's just started. A water bag's just come out, so she's getting there. We shouldn't be waiting too long. So we're just going to have a little look at her. We're going to watch her from afar, and hopefully it's going to be a very successful birth, and we're not going to have to get involved at all. But if we do, we've got somebody on hand who can give us a little bit of help. Right then, here she is. We've been keeping an eye on it for the past hour or so, and she's been very steadily moving along. She's now found a position where she wants to lamb. She's got laid down, and we want to start to see her doing a little bit more pushing. She's obviously been doing a little bit because she's managed to get a water bag out, but she's not just there yet. So we'll go have a look, check her back end, and make sure there's nothing untoward going. We don't like to get involved in the lambing unless we have to. We prefer natural births all around, but sometimes that just isn't possible. So this ewe is getting close, and hopefully there'll be some lambs arriving very soon. So we've been waiting a little while, and she's just playing around a little bit. So probably the safe bet now is just to check that the lamb's in the right position, and I think I might just be able to see a nose, but maybe not any feet. So Philip's here, who's been helping us with lambing. Just going to try and grab her. She's a bit of a wild one, but he'll get hold and get her into a position where he can have a bit of a check and see what he thinks is going on. So there's a leg back on this one. So not ideal. You prefer for there to be two legs, and depending on the size of the lamb, they will sometimes land naturally with one leg, but ideally, you want to land this now. Once you find it in a position it's not meant to be in, you're overcomplicating things by leaving it to it. So Philip will try and reach in and find the other leg and bring it forward. One of the lamb's front legs is trapped back behind herself, and it makes the shoulders wider, and it makes for a more difficult birth. So the ewe's figured out what's going on and that she needs a little bit of help, so she's going to lay down. As Philip tries to find that leg and draw it forward. You could pretty much do this job with your eyes closed. It's all tactile, and you're trying to feel and figure out what goes where. Especially when you're dealing with more than one lamb, one of the complications you can get is that you can get the legs mixed up. So it's all very important to make sure that you're finding the correct leg. And there we go. So now we've got both legs and hopefully a little nose following. Or maybe a not so little nose. It's a fairly big lamb. There we go. Nice little introduction into the world for this little lamb. So there's a situation where it's quite important to check, and as I was saying earlier, it's all about a bit of experience and knowing when you think that you might be struggling, when you think, oh well, she's been pushing a little bit there and it hasn't quite been going to plan. So a leg back there, and well, that quite a far way back, were it that, Philip?
The leg was all tucked and was coming. She never could have landed. No,
so we're all tucked back in the complete wrong position. And that's why it's always important to be on hand. So she's had the one, and then she should, according to her markings, be having another one. Let's get a closer look at this little lamb. It'll be a little bit steadier weight. It won't be up and going straight away. Generally speaking, the longer the lamb in, the longer it takes the lamb to sort of come round. But if you can listen, it's already making a little bit of a call to its mum, and it's quite a strong, fit, healthy lamb. It should be up and at it in just a few minutes time, less than an hour, I would say.
It's to the navel intact.
There we go. And a quick shake of its head lets us know that it's doing all right. So Philip's just checking, seeing where the other lamb is, making sure it's where it should be and everything's all right. Sometimes when you've had one complication, it makes sense to just get the lamb in finished with. So let the ewe start to be able to bond with her first lamb rather than waiting a long time for the second lamb to come. And here comes lamb number 2. Lovely stuff. So now that's over and done with, the ewe can start to pay a little bit of attention to her lambs, which is really, really important. We need her to start bonding with these lambs and start realising they're hers and that she needs to care for them and look after them. And after what you'd call a relatively difficult lambing, it'll take her just a little while to get up and start reacting to them, but shouldn't be too long at all. There we go. Right, so we've got one little white one who is a little girl, and the latest arrival, the little black one, is a little boy. So one little boy and one little girl who are doing fabulously well. Don't forget, folks, we have got our lambing festival on until the 27th of February, and we've got all these lot plus some more still to give birth. It's your best time of year to try and catch the amazing experience of bringing new life into the farm. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you a little bit later.